When people think of beaches, it's usually surf, sand, and sun that come to mind. A place to lay out a towel, soak in the sun, and maybe catch a wave or two. And while many of the world's most iconic beaches offer exactly that, there are some that look completely out of the ordinary. We're talking about shores covered in glass, waters glowing from microbes, and sand in every shade imaginable. So, let's start today's video, because here are the 15 most unique beaches in the world. Number 15. Whitehaven Beach. Some places steal your breath not with size or scale, but with absolute purity. Whitehaven Beach is located on Whitsunday Island in Queensland, and it is exactly that, a spotless white paradise where the sand isn't just striking but nearly surreal. Stretching over 7 kilometers near the Great Barrier Reef, this coastline is blanketed in sand made of 98% pure silica, soft as powder and always cool to the touch. Even beneath the blazing sun, you can walk barefoot without burning, like stepping on chilled satin. Surprisingly, the sand wasn't formed locally, but transported here by ancient sea currents. That rare sand has earned Whitehaven the title of one of the whitest beaches on Earth. So pristine, legend says, NASA once used it for Hubble telescope lenses. During high tide, seawater wins between sandbars, forming swirling patterns of white and turquoise like a brushstroke of nature's own art. Viewed from Hill Inlet, it resembles a watercolor masterpiece. No filters, no AI edits, just wind, waves, and untouched clarity. Number 14. Zlatny Rat Beach. If the ocean ever painted itself, Zlatny Rat Beach would be its signature masterpiece. Also known as the Golden Horn, this beach on Brač Island in Croatia stretches into the Adriatic Sea like a glowing spear, shaped by tides, currents, and wind. What makes it truly surreal is that the tip of the beach shifts direction depending on wind and tide. It moves, sometimes east and sometimes west, transforming shape daily, like a living sculpture. The beach is made of fine white pebbles, cool and smooth underfoot, surrounded by crystal waters that shift from deep blue to electric turquoise. Behind the trees lining the shore, the ruins of a Roman villa whisper of old lives once lived. There are no resorts or homes, just the sea, the wind, the pebbles, and that changing curve, a rare natural wonder visible from above in real time. You don't just visit Zlatny Rat, you return to see how it changed again. That's not erosion, that's Holy Mother Nature. Number 13. Benagil Sea Cave Beach. If there's a place on Earth that makes you feel like you've wandered into a sanctuary carved by the god of the ocean, it's Benagil Sea Cave Beach, a natural wonder etched along the Algarve coast in southern Portugal. Nestled deep within soft limestone cliffs, the Benagil Cave expands into a colossal domed chamber crowned with a round skylight. Sunbeams cascade through this celestial window, illuminating the golden sand beneath. Layered rock walls spiral and sweep like weathered fortresses, forming a space that feels both regal and sacred. When the sun aligns just right, the entire cave glows like a hidden palace, radiant and unreal. What makes it even more unique is that you can't simply walk there. It's only reachable by kayak, swimming, or boat through a narrow sea passage, making each trip a quiet, personal escape. On still mornings, you can lie back and hear waves echo like a lullaby, an ancient hymn sung by the sea itself. Number 12. Cathedral Beach. Well, not all cathedrals are built by human hands or aliens. That's because some rise from rock, wind, and water. Cathedral Beach, or as the Spanish love to call it, the Playa de las Catedrales, in Galicia, is one such place. Along the northern coast, the ocean has carved towering stone arches more than 30 meters tall, shaped like Gothic vaults rising from the sand. As you walk along the shore during low tide, it feels like wandering through a holy corridor sculpted by time. Sunlight filters through natural stone windows, creating rays that resemble the glow of stained glass. You can step into hidden caves behind these massive arches, each one echoing with the hush of the waves. The beach's name isn't a poetic exaggeration. The structure evokes reverence, as if nature built a cathedral and then buried it at sea. To witness it fully, timing is everything. At high tide, the entire sanctuary disappears underwater, re-emerging only when the ocean retreats. What's left behind isn't just landscape, it's a moment that feels like prayer. Number 11. Pink Sand Beach. If the evening sky ever turned into a shoreline, it would look like Pink Sand Beach on Harbor Island in the Bahamas, where Earth mirrors the softness of a sunset. It spans over 5 kilometers, and its sand blushes like cherry blossoms, making it one of the world's most unique beaches, loved by travelers and photographers alike. This delicate hue comes from not some alien stuff or unknown creatures, but microscopic foraminifera, which are marine organisms with reddish-pink shells. Once they perish, waves crush their remains and mix them with white sand, forming a pale rose shoreline woven daily by nature itself. But the magic doesn't stop there. The water remains calm, its surface clear as crystal and green as emeralds, reflecting sunlight like polished glass. You can swim safely, ride horses along the coast, or lie still while the waves slow your breath. Unlike busier Caribbean shores, Harbor Island stays peaceful and pretty quiet. Number 10. Punaluu Black Sand Beach. Few places let you walk on jet black sands that shine like fresh obsidian under the sun. And Punaluu Black Sand Beach on Hawaii's Big Island is one of those rare natural wonders where lava and sea collided to create a shoreline as haunting as it is hypnotic. Each grain of sand formed from molten lava erupting from the Pu'o'o vent, cooling instantly as it met the Pacific, shattering into fine black fragments. The result? A beach that feels like the universe spilled its ashes on Earth. The intense contrast between dark sand, white-foamed waves, emerald palms, and volcanic cliffs creates a setting that feels otherworldly. But Punaluu is more than visually striking. It's sacred. This beach is a haven for green sea turtles and the endangered hawksbill turtles, both considered spiritual guardians in Hawaiian culture. You'll often see them basking silently on the black sand, ancient and dignified, as if guarding the spirit of the island itself. Number 9. Papakolea Green Sand Beach. At the southernmost tip of Hawaii's Big Island, Papakolea Green Sand Beach rises like a rare and ancient marvel, a place time and nature have sculpted for over 49,000 years. Unlike golden or white shores, this beach shimmers in a muted green, the color of olivine, a semi-precious mineral born from a volcanic eruption at the now extinct Pu Mahana. After millennia of erosion and ceaseless ocean winds, these olivine crystals settled here, forming a beach that glistens under sunlight like crushed emerald. Reaching Papakolea isn't easy. It demands a rugged 4-kilometer trek over barren terrain, wind-blown cliffs, and sun-baked grasslands. But the reward is surreal, a crescent bay holding deep blue water and olive-green sand in quiet harmony. There are no hotels or noise, just raw beauty where earth meets sea, framed by volcanic cliffs and windswept skies. This isn't a postcard, it's a living relic, untouched. Number 8. Ants Source d'Argent. Some beaches don't need filters or color correction. They already look unreal. Ants Source d'Argent, the crown jewel of La Digue Island in Seychelles, is the beach we're talking about. It's more than a beach. It's a living painting, where beauty has reached the absolute peak of nature's potential. World famous for its striking blend of glass-clear turquoise water, pale powder sand, and towering granite boulders, it feels like the coastline was designed. Over millions of years, wind and waves sculpted these rocks into smooth, soft shapes, elegant, flowing, almost too perfect. Under bright sunlight, everything gleams. The water sparkles, the sand shimmers, and the granite glows like it's lit from within. It's not just a visual treat, it's a peaceful escape. The nearby coral reef forms a natural barrier, keeping the waters still and perfect for swimming. Whether floating, kayaking, or simply lying back and watching the sky, Ant's Source d'Argent is a place where time slows and beauty feels infinite. So, planning to visit it? Well, let us know. Number 7. Vadhu Beach. On Vadhu Island in the Maldives, the sea doesn't sleep at night. It glows. Nicknamed the Sea of Stars, this beach lights up after sundown with glowing blue waves, as if the Milky Way spilled onto the shoreline. The glow comes from bioluminescent plankton, dinoflagellates, that light up when disturbed. A step, a wave, even your fingers trailing through water can awaken thousands of sparks. Vadhu lies in the Ra Atoll, around 194 kilometers from Malé, the capital. The island itself is tiny, home to only a few hundred people, but for part of the year, usually late summer through early autumn, it hosts one of Earth's most surreal sights. By day, the water is turquoise, the sand bone white, and the coral reefs full of life. But at night, the ocean becomes a galaxy. Not metaphorically, visibly. You walk along the shore, and your footsteps glow behind you. Vadhu doesn't just look magical, it also feels like magical. Number 6. Hot Water Beach. On New Zealand's Coromandel Peninsula, Hot Water Beach offers a surreal experience. Dig into the sand, and hot mineral water rises to the surface, forming your very own seaside spa. This rare geothermal phenomenon comes from underground hot springs located just beneath the shore. 2 hours before and after low tide, visitors arrive with shovels, or even their hands, to carve out shallow pools right beside the ocean. The water can reach up to 64 degrees Celsius, naturally warmed by volcanic heat. As steam curls upward, strangers become neighbors, sharing smiles and soaking together under the sky. Families gather, kids splash, and older visitors sit back in the rising mist. Just steps away, the cold Pacific rolls in, making the warmth feel even more magical. But beauty requires care. Strong currents make swimming dangerous, so it's best to stay close to shore. With the sea beside you and thermal heat beneath your feet, it's a quiet reminder of how wild and generous Earth can be. Number 5. Pfeiffer Beach. At sunset along California's Big Sur coast, Pfeiffer Beach turns into something almost mythical. The light filters through rugged cliffs, landing softly on sand that shimmers with rare purple hues. This beach isn't dyed. It's naturally colored by manganese garnet, a mineral eroded from the surrounding mountains. Every crashing wave leaves behind streaks of violet, like paint on a wet canvas. After rainfall, the colors become even more vivid. Deep lavender ribbons scattered across the sand. But Pfeiffer isn't just known for its color. One of its most mesmerizing features is Keyhole Arch, a massive rock formation just offshore. On rare winter evenings, the sun sets perfectly behind the arch, casting a beam of golden light directly through the stone opening. The result feels ceremonial, as if nature itself paused to perform an ancient rite. While you won't find resorts or flashing lights, the waves and a moment of color and light will just blow your mind. Number 4. Diamond Beach. Amid Iceland's frozen terrain, where sky and land blend in icy hues and time feels suspended, lies a strange, breathtaking marvel, Jökulsárlón Beach, famously known as Diamond Beach. Glacial icebergs break off from the Jökulsárlón Lagoon and drift ashore, scattered across the black volcanic sand like shattered crystals on velvet. Daylight filters through the translucent ice, making the shoreline sparkle like a living dream. The contrast, fiery black sand against frozen glass, feels unreal. At sunrise or sunset, as the sky ignites with color, each frozen shard reflects the flame-toned clouds, making the entire landscape feel like a frozen planet. But Jokulsarlon is more than beauty. It's a quiet warning, a living symbol of climate change. Every melting block whispers of vanishing glaciers and rising seas. That's what makes it sacred. Number 3. Shell Beach. Well, you won't find sand or stone here because this beach is made from billions of bleached white seashells, blanketing the shoreline for over 60 kilometers. Shell Beach, found in Shark Bay, an official UNESCO World Heritage Site in Western Australia, is one of only 2 beaches on Earth composed entirely of seashells. These shells belong to a species called Phragum erugatum, which has washed ashore for thousands of years. With time, they've stacked layer upon layer, forming a surface up to 10 meters deep. Walking here doesn't sound like footsteps on sand. It sounds like wind chimes under your feet, soft, delicate, and unlike any other place. The scenery feels alien. Sunlight bouncing off white shells, a shimmering coastline that looks like a mirage. Shark Bay also shelters ancient microbial life forms that helped oxygenate Earth's early atmosphere. Here, you're not just seeing nature, you're standing on deep biological history. Number 2. Glass Beach of California. Tucked along the coast of Fort Bragg, California, Glass Beach is a glowing testament to nature's quiet ability to heal. Decades ago, this spot was a dump site where locals discarded glass, ceramics, and other waste straight into the ocean. But time, waves, and salt water transformed that damage. Broken shards were tumbled smooth, reshaped into tiny glass pebbles scattered across the sand. Today, the beach sparkles with colors: red, green, blue, amber, like a mosaic of forgotten debris turned into treasure. Each tide reveals more of this accidental beauty. It's not just scenic, it's symbolic. Nature took what was ruined and gave it a new form. Every step feels like walking across memories, fractured, softened, and beautiful. But Glass Beach isn't a free-for-all. It's protected, and visitors are asked not to take glass pebbles as souvenirs. The beach doesn't belong to anyone. It stands as a reminder that even what we wreck can be redeemed if we give nature the time and space to recover. All right, guys, now let's end this with Number 1. Hidden Beach of Mexico. Hidden within the rounded cliffs of the Marieta Islands off Mexico's Pacific shore near Puerto Vallarta, Playa del Amor, also called Hidden Beach, feels like something from another world. This isn't just a beach. It's a secret space, covered by a rock dome and only reachable by swimming through a 30-meter water tunnel. What makes it even more remarkable is its origin. In the early 20th century, this area was used by the Mexican military to test weapons. One accidental explosion tore open the cave's ceiling. Over decades, sunlight began pouring through that sky hole, revealing a secluded beach that feels both powerful and gentle. Today, Hidden Beach is a protected ecological reserve. Visitors are limited, preserving the area's rich marine life. Humpback whales, sea turtles, dolphins, and manta rays roam its waters. Getting here isn't easy, but once you emerge into the glowing chamber, the reward is personal. It's not a tourist destination. It's a quiet marvel shaped by accident and time. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you very soon.